When Matei started playing football, he wasn't very big and he wasn't very intimidating. In fact, in his first practice, he cried because his head was too big for his helmet. But he did ask a lot of questions, he did take a lot of breaks, and he learned quite a few lessons, including that he needed to work on his stance and that he would always be held, whether he was in first grade or high school. During Matei's second year of football, he once again played for the Longhorns, and they even gave him a shot at running back.
Pick it up! Go Matei! Go Matei! All right, good job, buddy. Good job.
It was clear at this point that he'd have to emerge as a lineman, and that he did. Over the year, he grew 20 pounds and gained a lot of confidence. And he was finally learning why football could be fun. As Matei wrapped up his years with the Longhorns in Pee Wee football and moved up to his first real 11-on-11 football, he immediately made his presence known on the C-League Cavaliers. Matei led a dominant defense. They gave up just 3 scores all year while pitching 7 shutouts, including holding opponents scoreless in 3 playoff games. By the second year of C-League, Matei was becoming known as one of the better players in the league. He was a top pick that year of the Tigers, and he was known to be nasty and tough, but he was always fun and happy-go-lucky. He was always very easy to coach and a kid you wanted on your team. Speaking of fun, Matei was always the first to be adventurous and try new things, and he was, of course, a daredevil. In the spirit of trying out new things, that winter, Matei decided to wrestle. In his first match ever, he pinned his first opponent in about 10 seconds. From there, his wins often became even shorter. And in one match, it took much longer for the referee to get in position to call the pin than it took for Matei to pin the kid. One coach in particular said he really wished Matei would wrestle instead of play football. As Matei moved on to 5th and 6th grade, he continued to show his football potential. In 6th grade, as he played for the Packers, he once again led a very dominant defense and led a Packers team to a Central Loudoun Youth League football championship. One of the interesting facts of that season was that the championship game was played on the Tuscarora football field. That winter was one of many that Matei played basketball. Overall, he played basketball for 8 seasons, including AAU travel basketball. This particular season, he played local youth rec league basketball with CLBL, leading his 6th grade team to a league championship.
Come on, Matei! Woo, Matei, Matei! Woo!
During the middle of of the basketball season, Matei took time to participate in a football all-star game associated with his War Eagles travel football. Matei was the 6th grade MVP and needed to begin learning the skill of being interviewed.
Please make sure you get a photo of Matei. I apologize.
We already have photos with Matei.
All right, make sure I want to get him on there. He had an extra game, man.
You got a couple words you want to say to Matei right now?
Hey, look, keep playing that ball, man. I love to see a defensive guy come out and attack a game like that. You didn't come out with the victory, but you won in a lot of different places, man. You feel me? Congratulations, sir, and enjoy your Christmas, man.
By the spring of Matei's 6th grade seasons, he had earned an invitation to the 6th grade Travel League All-Star team. As Matei moved on to the fall of his 7th grade year, he became routinely recognized as one of the better players in the grassroots youth football travel league. Matei learned from some great coaches and on a weekly basis was able to hone his skills as he would routinely play against other players who would go on to become Division I college football players. One of the highlights that fall for Matei was earning Player of the Week honors from his favorite announcer, Wayne "The Voice" Matthews.
Let you great. Antwerp and all the world primetime players day to day. The $50 gift card to Walmart. Do your thing. Whatever you choose to do with it is yours. That's right.
Good job, Matei.
That winter, Matei would relax and have some fun, even if his little sister did test his ability to wrap up. By Matei's 8th grade season in the fall of 2016, he was leading a dominant War Eagles Travel Football League team defense. The team essentially consisted of an all-star team of Loudoun County football players. At the end of that season, Matei was selected to an all-star team representing the best in the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area. The team would compete in what is known as the Football University, or FBU, National Championship against 64 other all-star teams from around the country. The team went on to win the national championship in Naples, Florida. This DMV All-Star team, for which Matei was a part, included 15 other kids who currently have Division I football offers.
And the 8th grade FBU All-American Bowl. At this time, we ask that you please rise to your feet as we honor our country with the play of our national anthem. The 8th grade FBU All-American Bowl.
In a final achievement before turning his attention to high school, Matei was selected as an FBU All-American, giving him a chance to play in the 8th grade U.S. Army All-Star Game in San Antonio. It was an honor to represent Loudoun County and Leesburg in this prestigious event.
Little John, the ball carrier, wrapped up around the ankles by 55. Matei Fitz out of Leesburg, Virginia.
Past 5 days. And after, just give it up for your parents. It wasn't a cheap weekend, was it?
Guys, the weekend's not over. Big day tomorrow. Got the U.S. Army All-American.
In a final travel team game that spring, Matei got to hear one more time from his buddy Wayne, the Voice Matthews.
Eat it, make it. What a hit! Yes, did you see that? That was Matei right there. They called him Mr. Fitz.
As middle school came to an end, during the summer of 2017, Matei embarked on his high school football journey with the Tuscarora Huskies.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Tuscarora Huskies! The Huskies are led by head coach Mike Burnett and assisted by Brian Fletcher, Kerry Bybon, Alizio Anzalega, Brandon Wheelberger, Eric Stanley, Matt Shank, David Weaver, and Mike Graham.
Matei began the season on the freshman team. In fact, he didn't even have his team helmet yet. But in the first scrimmage against Riverside, he made an immediate impression with some bone-chilling hits. From this point, we saw what we would later become accustomed to Matei doing. Things like blocking passes, roughing up the quarterback, and run blocking for his running backs. Matei would also show that he could block kicks, he could hunt down running backs, and he would show his speed and ability to get down the line. He also showed the ability to get downfield and lay out a would-be tackler. At defensive end, he showed he could play the position. And in a foreshadowing of what was to come later in the varsity season, he even had a pick six. In Matei's final JV game, he was given the ball and a chance to secure the game and run out the clock. He made the most of the opportunity. In week 4 of the season, Matei made his varsity debut. It was an uneventful play, but an exciting time for Mom and Dad.
No, wait, how do I do this? Okay, wait a second. I don't know how to do this. Wait, camera.
How about that band?
Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Can you do it, Chris?
A few plays later, Matei makes his first varsity tackle and pops up with a look that says, "I made my first varsity tackle." 2 weeks later, Matei records his first varsity sack. And a week later, Matei has a pick six. By week 8, Matei is named a starter, and he starts every game for the rest of the season. After a strong showing through the first 3 playoff games, Matei has an outstanding performance in the state semifinal against Stafford.
Win for Tuscarora, and all the credit goes to them and their players and their coaches. My dark horse player of the game is Matei Fitz. Unbelievable.
Undoubtedly, Matei's best game of the year was the Class 5A state championship game. Matei recorded double-digit tackles, tackles for loss, and was a force the entire game. Later, many college coaches will say this was the game that put Matei on their radar. Matei's freshman year, culminating in the state championship game, was a storybook ending, or at least a yearbook ending.